Hey, welcome back to the Nets, guys, the home of unbiased views. With me is Arsh today, and we will be talking deeply about India versus England, day three, and a few things happening around in the world of cricket as well. But welcome back, Arsh.
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Before
India is doing.
before we go any further, please hit the like, please subscribe, please give us the credit that we do. Maybe. What's up? How you doing? Let's get back to
I'm
cricket.
doing good. It feels like I'm running on fumes. I have not been sleeping all the much, watching the game in the middle of the night, and it's been worth the stay up, I guess. Brilliant.
Absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely.
both teams fighting really well. I should not say it's just been India. England has been fighting as well, especially with the way they bowled in the first session. It was absolutely brilliant.
And a few unlucky dismissals going our way too, right? Cheteshwar Pujara going out is 1 in a trillion chance. Cheteshwar Pujara going out in the first innings was 1 in a trillion chance. Maybe 1 in a billion. That's not 1 in a trillion. But what happened to today? What happened today is 1 in a trillion chance of him going out like that. Apart from that, brilliant keeping by the newcomer, and few drop catches here and there by England, but that's just the game, I guess. But if that would have been India, then it would have been a different ball game altogether. There would be Indian media and everyone, you and me, pouncing on the Indian team, saying that this is not the way how they should be fielding at this level. But this has worked to our advantage. So I'm like, good work, England.
So, you mentioned the drop catches, and the drop catches seems to be catching up everywhere. All the series that we see everywhere. I don't know if you've been following the Bangladesh game or Pakistan game. Catching, I think, has been one of the concerns which has got world cricket, and I think COVID will be a certain has to be blamed to a certain extent for that because of all the protocols that they have. For some reason, fielding is kept on the back burner. Players are focusing on batting and bowling, and not many are as much focusing on fielding as such. I think that could be something that needs to be blamed or has to be looked into by the ICC. I mean, we need to have some kind of a giveaway for players to be in the stadiums and practice this because this is just crazy. But again, coming back to the game, you made a great point about folks. Yes, there are things going around. There are people saying that probably he's the best wicket keeper, not a wicket keeper batsman, but the best wicket keeper out there right now. His reflexes were amazing, especially the stumping of Rohit Sharma. So the first three dismissals, all three of them had the credit should be given to Folks more than to anybody else. The pitch
Absolutely.
is helping the bowlers, but Folks was just outstanding.
Hmm. Absolutely, and plus he did. I don't know if you've noticed this, but he did try to do a Dhoni, where he just collected the ball and clipped the bells off, which goes to show that there's so much confidence in him and there's so
Mhm.
much in him that it's not even funny that I don't see a newcomer in his first Test match doing this.
Not
So
his first as such. His first tour to India. He has played test matches, but yeah,
okay.
he's definitely a name that will be hearing for a while.
So Josh Butler will come back as their as a batsman and not as a wicket keeping batsman. So that's one thing, because he's played 50 test matches in which there are only a few here and there which he's kept. So Johnny Bairstow has kept more wickets than Butler has. So that's one thing. But yeah, so I think all in all there was a beautiful game of cricket that we saw. Yesterday's day was a treat to watch if you're a bowling fan. And today's day was the entire show was the tailenders at Indian tailenders that batted. What a treat to watch. What a wait for Siraj to end that booming six. What what a knock. Beautiful. Like, this knock is going to go down in the history as one of the best knocks by a number eight batsman, right? He came in at number eight, right? Number eight batsman for India. So that goes to show how big a difference that a number eight quality batsman would can prove for India, right?
Yes, and to a certain extent, we have seen Ashwin bat. There has never been question about how he tries to put a price tag on his wicket.
Mm-hmm.
It's the technique that I think that overseas where he lacks, and we haven't really seen Ashwin score as fluently overseas or as confidently overseas as he does in India. But nonetheless, when 20 years down the lane, when we think about it, he will be going down as one of the greats of the game. Who would, he already has his names with Botham and uh,
Yeah,
all the
absolutely.
others that you can think of.
Absolutely, the fastest to reach 100, the fastest to reach 200, and I'm guessing he's the fastest to reach 300 as well. So yeah, and also one important fact that he has long legs, right? So it becomes easier for him to reach the ball. That's one of the slightest things that has ever been noticed. Is he's one of the tallest batsmen that we have, so it's easier for him to reach the ball. So reach the ball and drive it, or reach the ball. So the tallest one person's taller than him, which is Ishan Sharma, which I think does fairly well with his bowling. So kudos to Ashwin for doing what he does.
So one of the things that we definitely should make a note or at least give a shout out to is Siraj and the way Siraj hung out in the end. And the
Absolutely beautiful.
best part was the celebration when Ashwin got his single and got to his 100.
Beautiful, beautiful.
It
Twice
was
10.
amazing. It just shows the kind of team, the team building that is happening in the background. Just shows every player is cheering for each other. So that is definitely commendable. Siraj celebrating like he scored his first 50 or first 100 himself.
Absolutely. And even Monkey, even Mayank doing the same celebration with Siraj over and over again goes to prove. And Mayank is sitting on the bench ever since, right? Since from the second test, since Rohit came in, he's sitting on the bench. He got a chance in the last test match, but well, he's on and off the Indian side, and he's celebrating like he's in the squad, and he's so that goes to show that there's a lot of team building thing which is going around the Indian side. So what's a prediction for tomorrow? So
Uh,
we have a comfortable total on board.
I think second session. It would have been a lot different if Joe Root was out today. If he was
Correct,
given out,
correct, correct,
he
correct.
survived the umpire's call and DRS. But the quality of umpiring has been absolutely poor. And again, I will
Absolutely
blame
rubbish. Rubbish is the right word that you're looking for.
it. And it has been poor. And I would say that to a certain extent, if you look at it, the number of domestic games have gone down. And I would say that as players get rusty, I feel that umpires do get rusty as well. But
Mhm.
my bigger concern is if you can have 30 players from each team getting quarantined, why not add two more international referees to it and add them in quarantine as well? You can
Absolutely. Have one umpire from each country. So have two on the bench and two playing the test match. So that becomes easy. That fairly becomes
right.
easy.
And you could have these two or three umpires or a pool of 4 or 5 umpires, and they are officiating the
Whole
you
series.
know, whole series. Yeah, it would be easier, but nonetheless, it is something that ICC can look into.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, in the other in in the way England has been playing, I think the last hope that they have is Joe Root and Stokes. And hope in the sense, I would say that it would be a miracle from here on to change the game. Joe Root is not Joe Root, but Ben Stokes is more renowned for creating miracles, not as much as Joe Root. So, and
But again, Joe
Joe
Root
Root,
is not. Again, Ben Stokes is not the finest with the spinners coming into track, right? You see miracles from him at England or in Australia. So wherein in the subcontinentals he is not proven his mark with the spinners. So that's one thing that if miracles happen, then this is one of the factors that can happen.
so, and much being said about the pitch as well. Michael Vaughan tweeting about this being a concrete track or a cement track, and the ball
Shame
bouncing
on.
and fit, and the game being ending in 3 days and 4 days. And I actually said that in the video yesterday as well. But there was a test match that happened in England at Headingley where England beat West Indies in 2 days. I wonder why no one said anything about it back then. So for some reason, if a ball turns, that's not supposed to happen on day one, as per some of the other former cricketers, which I feel is pretty stupid. This is a pitch. It's a home pitch. We are comfortable. You saw number 8 score 100. If your batsman cannot do it, it's a lack of skill. It's not a pitch condition
Absolutely.
that is.
Absolutely. So what's
But
happening? What's happening around the world? What are the other things that are happening?
so one of the big things that is happening is Cricket Australia and Cricket South Africa are in a tussle. They are in a war of words. Cricket South Africa have, because of the COVID cases and the cases increasing, Australians refused to travel to Australia, South Africa. And then South Africa was asked if they would come to Australia because Australia wanted to be a part of the finals.
And they
And now it's
refuse.
not. But South Africa denied. They didn't want to let the funds go. If you are not coming here, we are not going there as well. So
That's what
it's
that's what that's what happens when there are that's what sorry to cut you off, but that's what happens when there are two giants sitting on the head. So I believe South Africa Cricket Association has Graham Smith taken over, and he was actually the one who promoted Ganguly to take over ICC. So this is what happens when you have people who have played the game uh, and know what's beneficial for the country works, right? Beneficial for the association. And plus, there's always a tussle between anyone in Australia, so that's not a new thing. So you know their hospitality when India was back home back there. So you know what happens with them. So
in in the other news, West Indies are still, they are still in the aftermath of that amazing series win in Bangladesh. But as a result, Bangladesh chief selectors are Mominul and Domingo. They are both getting slammed by their media as well. We might see some management change happening in Bangladesh. And in the other news, Tabrez Shamsi from South Africa, he's rising up in the T20 charts. He had a brilliant series in Pakistan. Unfortunate that he wasn't a part of the Test squad. Otherwise, we could have seen the Test series go elsewhere as well. But
that has a
I guess
lot to
that
do. That has a lot to do with the. That has a lot to do with how these guys function, right? Their quota system, and
yes,
so
and
that's what is hurting Cricket Australia the most right now.
Cricket South Africa.
Cricket South
Yes, it
Africa
is.
the most.
It's about time, but I think that a change is around the corner. I mean, you have some great minds like Graham Smith and Mark Boucher in the selection in the dressing room.
Yeah.
I will see that things. I feel that will change in
Let's
the
hope.
years.
Let's hope that things change. So
All right. Well, I guess that's all that we have for today. So, guys, just one request: if you have come this far, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Give us a shout out if you can. If you like the content, leave comments. If you don't like it, leave comments. We will be glad to work on it. And that's all that
absolutely.
I have.
So this is our time, guys. See you next time. We'll
Talk
be
to you
back
soon.
tomorrow.
Thank
So
you.
stay healthy, stay safe, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.